Hi everyone, this is a tutorial now regarding Wix, and we're working on another section of the toolbar over here. We looked earlier at add apps. We're going to go through that a little bit more, and we did adding a gallery. Today we're just going to talk about menus and pages. So that you are aware, this is a menu up here with all of your page names on it. This area over here, menus and pages, is what sort of relates to that. I'll just make that highlight a little bit more. This is a site menu. If you guys recall, part B was a site map. This is now a site menu. In here, we have store pages, member pages, light boxes, page transitions, things that you would use. For example, the page transition, if you were going between pages, this is what would happen. So it would out in is one vertical, meaning that your page would swipe vertical and come down from the top, just like it's doing now. Horizontal example would be it comes from the side. Crossfade, okay, would just be something that just disappears. Out in would be like a bit of a swap out, swap in, or none. So these are page transitions when you're using the top menu to go through your pages. Light boxes are basically little boxes that appear over top of your stuff, such as this. It'll appear over top of your page, asking to subscribe. A lot of websites use light boxes to put small messages or updates or important news, kind of where the user will see it. So usually front and center. The light box, when you add one, will appear wherever you want on your page. You decide. Good for short-term sale, announcement, news, update, changes, or a special message like a member discount or new product, things like that. Member pages, this is where if you had a members only section, they would log in, and this was what would be kept in member pages. Often on storefronts like the one I'm using as an example here, you can actually see things like my address, my account, my wallet. People have to put in this information to order a product from your store. So under member pages, this is where it creates a database of all sales, receipts, and all information that customers have put into this as you go through it. So that's something to know. Store pages are basically product page, mobile, things like that, different categories of your store. I haven't edited this model store yet. I've just added it to give you an example, but that's where I can exclusively look at store pages. And as I click through them, you can see it brings me into my store, mobile, right? So these are different things for sale in the store. I didn't add them. They're just there as placeholders. I would come in and I would actually click on them as I'm doing now, and I would manage product and replace them. I can change prices. I can name titles. We'll get into that later. The last part on here, sign up and login, this would be for membership. And the last part is the site menu. So on here, I can see the layout of my pages. So you remember on our site map, we did home page. This would be a product page underneath that. These are how they all connect. And under product page, there's a whole bunch of other page options here. So the way they get the submenu is I can add a page. And I'll do that now just under gallery. And I'll show you what happens. When I add a page, it's a new page down here. And I can title it. This page has nothing on it, so I'm going to call it blog for purpose of this example, and say done. Now on this page, I can grab it and I can actually kind of tuck it in. So I can move it wherever I want, bring it out, tuck it in. I think I'll go up and have a look at, maybe I'll go to the contact or the help center, thinking a blog would be like frequently asked questions or help page. So I'm going to click on that and drop my blog under there. So it's a submenu of Help Center. So when I go up to Help Center now, and I go to Preview, and have a good look at that, blog is underneath it. Okay? I'm going to go back to the editor, and I go back to Pages in Sitemap, blog is underneath it. If I move that under Bestsellers, and I went back to Preview, and I go to Bestsellers, blog is there now, and back at Help Center, there's nothing. So you can manipulate where the pages go. You can move them around. I can swap them. I can make all of these pages their own menu by pulling them back out from under that product page, okay? Unless it's locked. I can just drag them out. I think this is part of an app that we installed, or that it installed when I said storefront. So, but blog, for example, I can pull out and make it its own question or its own page. Now on my menu, you can see blog is here. If I wanted to add different types of blogs under blog, I would create a new page and make it a submenu again. Down here, I can add a link, which add links and anchors to my menu. So I could link something so that the menu goes, instead of going to a page on my website, it goes outside my website to somewhere else. So that's an external link. And again, I can add a folder or a file. So I can make a page link to a file or folder where people can open up and access something that I'm giving them through that. I don't see off the top of my head where I'd use a folder unless it was inside a members area and I was sharing data or pages or maybe a template or a sign up form where I wanted to retrieve it, where I could actually put in the menu here registration and then attach a folder and have a folder attached to it. So when they click on it, folder opens up, documents are provided. A link, sometimes more useful if I want them to, contact me in a different area, or maybe on Facebook, the link on contact I add would be to my Facebook page. I don't know. There's a many ways you can use that. So I would presume that you guys will hit learn more, which brings me to more information and can read about what it does. Adding a menu link, managing menu links, etc. So there's always that help file, that ever present help button. Up here, you can see at the top on the site menu, which tells me about viewing a page, adding a page, creating sub pages, drop down menus, links, setting up my pages, hiding my pages, and reordering my pages. So I would presume that under these dots here, we can choose to hide. The reason we'd hide a page is we may not want them to go directly there. We may want to put for example, on our website, there is no page. There's a hidden page called registration on a website, for example, and that registration page would be you'd be brought to the page from another link. So that would be something you could do, is sort of set up a way for them to get to something, but you want to announce it or address it differently. So you hide the page when you don't want it displayed in the menu. But you want them to be able to go to it. So what you would then do is you would link something like bestsellers. I could hide my blog page, for example, and that's now not visible. And if you see up here, you cannot see it. But let's say that I wanted bestsellers to link to a page in here, and I could say link to which account, current window, has an open current window, and I would say done. So I could link it. I could choose the page I'm going to link to. I could say, let's link to a phone number. Let's link to an email. Let's link to a document, top or bottom of page, anchor, web address, and of course my account. So I'm going to hit done, and we have bestsellers linking to account. So, and here's the new link I would put in here, and I would hit done. I don't want to get changing the example here for you guys though, so I want to remove that. Didn't want to add that. And I'm going to unhide blog for now. So unless you're making a storefront, it gets a little complicated that way, but that is something to consider. And that's basically what the site menu, add, remove pages at the top, is for. And now you know how to kind of navigate, add a page, put a submenu, and go to a page. If I want to edit any page on my list, I would click on it, come in here, and edit it. I can also come up here and look at it. I can edit what I want on that page, come back to this, and switch to another page, such as drones, cameras. Maybe I want to switch to help center, and maybe I want to switch to my new page with nothing on it, or I put a gallery. Maybe I want to switch to my home page. So that's how you navigate your pages. Once you've chosen your page, you come in and you work on your page. Okay, which is another video. So now you have an idea of menus and pages.